Today on The Morning Show, TV's sexiest warrior. Why Outlander star Sam Heughan says his accent wasn't Scottish enough for the show. So, real quick, it's so funny because I mentioned TV's sexiest warrior, and I know everybody laughed because it is kind of funny hearing me say that. But this is why. Take a look outside. Yeah, right. Can you imagine? So this is why a number of people, oh, look at that crowd building.
We love this. For
Sam Heughan, he'll be in studio in just a moment, the star of Outlander, a great show. This pushes some boundaries, let's just say, in a lot of ways. So we'll get to that. And up next, saving the woman he loves, we go back in time with Outlander star Sam Heughan. Stay with us.
There's a lot of nervous excitement in the air. Look at these women waving their posters and blowing kisses. Well, the hit showcase series Outlander follows World War II nurse Claire Randall. She's transported back to 1743, where she's forced to marry fiery Scottish warrior Jamie Fraser, played by none other than Sam Heughan. Here is a sneak peek of the return of Outlander, where Jamie races to save Claire from the ruling British redcoats. Take a look.
Jamie! Jamie! Claire. I was minding her, I swear. I went for a piss. Where is she? She must have wandered off. When I caught up, the redcoats had her. She was fighting and thrashing about, but they took her. They were headed south.
Okay, so I know do you ever get used to this, the Gaggle Gals? I know you don't want to be seen as a sex symbol, but it's happening. How do you feel about all this attention?
It's terrific, isn't it? I'm so pleased that we've got these Canadian fans. It's fantastic.
They've been waiting all morning for you.
They have, and it's not warm out there, so they're all wrapped up. And yeah.
But
so
the show itself is great, and the review, one of them says, quote, epic and gruesome. What's your thought to that?
That is one way of describing it. Yeah. There's a lot in the show. There's a lot of adventure. There's the historical side, the romance side. There's time travel. There's sci-fi aspects. So it's really hard to quite describe exactly what the show encompasses.
It's so surreal watching the show because you and the character are like one person to me now. But there was a point when apparently your accent wasn't Scottish enough. Is that true?
Well, a little bit, yes. I mean, I do play it up a little bit in the show. I do a slight Highland accent. Yeah, some of the execs were having trouble understanding what I was saying. But, yeah, no, it seems to have gone down really well.
You have a lot to do in the show, from riding horses, wielding swords, romance. I mean, it's a really, really huge arc that your character goes on. Any, fudging of the truth on your CV about what you could do? Did you have to really learn quickly to ride a horse or wield a sword?
Yeah, I think every actor, when they first audition for a job, is like, yeah, I can do that, absolutely fine. And then they turn up on the day and it's like, oh my God, that horse is so big. So, but we had a fantastic stunt crew and we had a lot of time to learn to horse ride and sword fight. And I relish doing those sort of action sequences.
We don't want to leave out the fans.
There are a lot of them.
And I hear there's a question in from one of our audience members.
Ah.
Hi, Jamie. Welcome to Toronto. Oh, Jamie! I called you Jamie! Oh my God! You're Sam! My name's Megan Bree Moriarty, and I started the Facebook page for Outlanders in Ontario a little more than a year ago. We know that we're not a very quiet fandom, nor are we very small. So Lena would like to know, what's your craziest experience with a fan so far?
Wow. Well, hello, Outlanders Ontario. Yeah, I mean, we've had so many fantastic fan support. We have a group of fans that seem to find us wherever we are in Scotland, in the middle of the mountains, by a loch. They turn up, they bring us baked goods and sugary treats. So it's fantastic. I don't know how they quite find us.
Speaking of that, when you talk about one of the best characters, I think, in the show is the landscape of Scotland. I mean, it's stunning. It plays such a big role in terms of really introducing it to the rest of the world. What is your thought? I mean, this is home for you.
Yeah.
But how do you approach that?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, you guys have got pretty amazing landscapes yourself. I've been to the Rockies once and I was impressed. But yeah, Scotland really is another character in this show. And I think when you watch the show, you'll fall in love with the majesty of Scotland. There's amazing locations.
You mentioned some of the time travel in Outlander, but you have a thing about time travel. You like Back to the Future? Or Michael J. Fox and Back...
You're a sci-fi geek?
Wow, yeah, I love Back
What
to
is
the
this
Future.
fascination?
don't know. I guess it's something to do about nostalgia, about the films you watch when you're growing up. I love Back to the Future and Indiana Jones.
Look at that. There you are with the DeLorean.
There he is. Yes, I went and saw that at Universal, and
This is a big deal.
yeah, it was amazing. One day.
How many times do you think you've seen the movie?
I mean, it's in the tens of 15s of 20. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you know, word for word.
It's pretty good.
You know, on my bucket list was to meet a Batman, and you once played Batman on stage
Yes.
before, so thank you. I'm checking that off my list. But prior to the show, you were no stranger to heroics. I mean, I've been hearing that you arrested a criminal. Like, what happened?
That's true. I was actually, we were playing in London. We did the whole of North America and actually did a world tour. Didn't come to Canada, actually, but yeah, I was in a record store and I don't know, this guy kind of ran at me. He was trying to steal DVDs, and I got him on the floor, and then the security guards came over and I said, could you take him? And they were like, no, man, you keep hold of him. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it was kind of an odd scenario.
Do you find when it comes to, I mean, the production values on this show are incredible. So many shows continue to push those boundaries when it comes to the sex, the violence. What does it feel for you when you're in a show like that? Do you feel, okay, now people's tastes have changed, or what is it, the acceptance of what is on the screen, and how far is too far kind of thing?
Absolutely. We're very aware, of any of the sort of more intimate scenes or more violent scenes. We don't want it to be gratuitous at all. We want it to further the story and further the relationships. And so we're very, very particular about that. We do work on them a lot. I mean, there are some great shows out there that do have a lot more. But I think, it's all there in the books as well. We're trying to be very...
Diana Gabaldon.
Yeah, she's done some amazing.
An incredible author.
Yeah. So we try to be authentic and stick as close to them as possible.
And the truth is really important to the story too, right? The actual history that went on, as much as it's, kind of has a lot of fantastical aspects to it, there's a root truth to the history.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, apart from the time travel and all those aspects, and most of the characters are fictional. However, Diana has fully researched these books, and we try to be as authentic as possible, from from the costumes to where we shoot to the way the men interact with each other, or so it really is the most sort of historically accurate, I think, representation.
How big of a deal is the show in Scotland, and how proud are people of it?
I think people are really excited. It's the first big production in Scotland. We've built this purpose-built studio. We've got 4 sound stages now. We employ a lot of craftsmen, a lot of people behind the scenes, a lot of crew, and I think they're really excited. It's just premiering very soon in Scotland, and it's really exciting for the whole country.
Well, the show is amazing. Outlander, it returns to showcase. Sam Heughan, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, and thanks to these people outside.
All right, stay with us. Coming up.